The president said something to the effect of, "I'm the effing president, take me up to the Capitol now." The president reached up towards the front of the vehicle to grab at the steering wheel.
That was testimony today from Cassidy Hutchinson, a close aide to former President Trump's chief of staff. Her story, though, dramatic, the headlines explosive. But NewsNation has learned it may not all be true. NewsNation's Tom Dempsey joins us now from Washington, D.C. Tom, what Hutchinson told a story she heard from a coworker. What are the actual players involved saying tonight?
Well, Aaron, what a day, man. Goodness, this crazy testimony we followed on the Capitol. Cassidy Hutchinson, obviously the former chief of staff, an aide to the former chief of staff, Mark Meadows, saying in her testimony this was secondhand information. She was not inside the car at the time of this alleged incident that happened on January 6th after the president got off the podium and then demanded to go to the Capitol, allegedly. Of course, we want to make note, the only two people who actually know what exactly happened inside that car are President Donald Trump and this Secret Service agent. So tonight, we're trying to sort through all this. We actually, NewsNation spoke with a source for the Secret Service who says two employees of the Secret Service are very willing to testify that this alleged grab of the steering wheel by the former president and the grab of the neck, the lunge at the neck by the president to the Secret Service agent, these two employees of the Secret Service, according to this source who spoke to us, said that that never happened. Again, I'm going to say that again. This source is saying that the alleged testimony from Hutchinson never happened. And again, I'm sure some of our viewers are saying, what does that mean? This is obviously kind of turning in somewhat into a he said, she said now. So we decided to speak to a former Secret Service agent about this information that Hutchinson provided and if it makes sense. Take a listen.
The answer to that question is no, it doesn't make sense to me. It's actually quite hard to get from where the president sits, as deep as the seating is, to make it all the way up to the front seat.
And Aaron, this Marino added that this committee needs to hear the testimony from the Secret Service agents. There's just too many questions going around, and the committee needs to get to the bottom of all this.
Well, you bring up something that I think is an interesting point. The Secret Service agents were deposed in this situation. We haven't heard it yet. Do you think that what happened today in this case is going to open that up so that we can hear what the Secret Service agents did say actually happened?
Yeah. This is clearly the biggest question moving forward. Did this actually happen? What did the Secret Service agents say? We do know the Secret Service agents spoke in closed-door testimony. The committee never really said what he reported on, and they never revealed sort of what was the gist of that testimony. But Benny Thompson, the chairman of the committee, saying that the people mentioned in testimony today could be called in to publicly testify. So we may very well hear directly from the Secret Service agent about what exactly happened inside that car. Going to be very interesting to hear, Aaron.
Tom, one more for you real quick. The ebbs and flows of this thing are continuing. From your sources, do you expect these bombshell moments to continue to come out?
That was what was crazy about this testimony today. No one really ever saw this coming. And what the sources are kind of saying is that they never really, this Secret Service agent who testified behind closed doors, again, never really brought up this incident because this source is saying it never happened. So why bring up something that never happened? Again, that's a big part of all this. And again, I know it might be confusing to some of our viewers to hear, this big testimony that happened earlier today, and then this source coming out for the Secret Service saying something completely different. It's going to be a big task of this committee to get to the bottom of this and to back up what that former Secret Service agent was saying. We need more testimony to figure out what exactly the truth is here.
Tom Dempsey reporting for us. Tom, you said it. It right now is she said, he said. It will continue to be played out. Social media obviously responding to all of this. Let's continue going on political topics. Let's move now to more on primary night. Political watcher Scott Tranton, data science director at the Decision Desk headquarters and editor-in-chief at The Hill, Bob Cusack. Bob, let's start with you. Thanks for joining us, both of you guys. What does all this mean, though, this testimony? Let's go to that for a moment. And it was being kind of called bogus now. What are we looking at? What does it mean?
Well, I think she was a pretty credible witness, but at the same time, you've got to get, as journalism facts show, I mean, you've got to get both sides of the story. So the fact that, Donald Trump has basically pushed back at a lot of testimony, whether it's his former attorney general. So on that point, I don't think he has that much credibility because he has gone after so many people that used to work for him. But it would be interesting to see Secret Service agents saying, no, this was incorrect. But at the same time, I do think that this was bombshell testimony. It was a bad day for Donald Trump. His Republican contenders for 2024, even though they publicly are blasting this January 6th commission, privately, I'm sure they're happy because this is hurting the president, the former president, and his bid for a likely 2024 bid.
You think it's still hurting him, even though the Secret Service has come out saying that actually didn't happen inside the tank?
I think so. I mean, it remains to be seen what else was said and that kind of thing. But I do think that this was someone who came forward, who was very close to Meadows, obviously said some things that did not jive with the talking points of Rudy Giuliani and Mark Meadows. And that's pretty damning. But again, you've got to keep an open mind to both sides of the story.
Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find News Nation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of News Nation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.